Hello, hello. What's up, Wing Chun? How's it going? What's up, Casey? I'm glad you're here. Hey, Losh. You are late today. Bad. What's up, Bigfoot? How you doing? Hey, oh, Rude Noise. How are you doing? Alright, guys. You guys ready for today's story? I have a feeling something good is gonna happen. Or bad. Or neutral. Something's gonna happen. What's up, Sunnyside? How you doing? All right, just gonna get started. Do, 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 do. How quick do you think today's Wordle gonna be? No. Okay. All right. Let's shoot for 1 minute. Ray. Taser. No. Tased. Taxed. Okay, okay. How about dater? Datal. Daytag. Excuse me. Day E T. Dated. Dennett. Dallet. Dack. Dick. Daggett. Daffit. I think it's dated. Datey. Datu. Datek. Data. Daten. Dated. Dated. Maybe it's not. A-T? D-E-T? Cadet? Ah! Yeah, not bad. How was that? Was that 2 minutes? What's up, Psyduck? How you doing? All right, that was easy. Now for the hard part. Hey, Nikki. How you doing? All right. Dated cadet. Song. Bite. Almost forgot today was Monday. YouTube didn't give you the notification. Evening. Day. Okay. Morning. Morning. Sun. Weather. Night. Plane. Fly. Computer. Oh. Cloud. Jet. Soar. Run. Swim. Swim. Wait, what is a swin? Machine. Wait, does it let me do wrong words? Like words that don't exist? Oh no, never mind. Jog. I don't know what a swin is. White. Worry. Place. Destination. Oh, okay. Spaghetti. Source. Home. Country. How about vacation? Tropical. Food. Craft. Space. The fuck? Frontier. Look! Oh! Okay. See. Oh! Eyes. Feel. Hear. Sense. Watch. Gaze. Touch. Smell. Observe. How about track? Well, stalk. Listen. Oh! Vision. Understand. Listening. Ask. Okay. Question. Reply. Speak. Hearing. Talk. Speech. Say. Intuition. Ask. Listen. Ask. Inquire. Oh. Investigate. Noise. Nope. Learn. Okay, okay. Teach. Spy. Questions. Stalk we tried. Only. Ask. Eavesdrop. I like that. Maybe just something done in secret. Use. Study. Inquire, we try lecture. Imitate? Copy? Ask. Listen. Ask and listen. Repeat. Conversation. Ask. Find. Oh, look. Maybe discover. Locate. Okay. Interrogate. Enquire? What is that? Wait. I put enquire. Wait. I put enquire and it's... The guess is inquire. That's kind of weird. Report. Find. Locate. Locate. Dig. Seek. Discover, I think we tried. Destroy. Inquisition. Solve. Torture. Finding. Found. Right, discover, locate, find, dig. Sleuth. Hunt. Oh. Find, locate. Read. Write. Investigate. I think we try that right. Investigate. Detect. Oh, I like that. Detective. Find. Locate. Discover. Notice. Sublimate. Notice. Pinpoint. Unveil. Ooh. Rediscover? Okay, okay. Reveal. Damn it. Redo. Do. Found. We tried found. Find something. Uncover? How about cover? Deduce? Deduce? Display? Okay, what is this? Realize. Oh, I like that. Fine. Theorize. Hypothesize. Imply. Unearth? Okay, okay. Recognize. Infer. Study. Research. Findings. Add. Test. Subtract. Multiply. Divide. Fraction. Addition. Mix. Learn, conquer. Then we try to learn. Yeah. Learning. Reason. Intuit. Wait, find. Ascertain. I like that. Find, dig. Enlightenment. Enlightenment. Nope. Include. Exclude. Follow. Okay. Peace. Additive. Oh, God. This is going to be a long one. I can feel it. Inquiry. Investigation. Peace. Poll. Polling. Paper. Count. Located. We tried that. Did we? No, we didn't. Locate. Location. Display. Locate. Find. I think we did finding. Finding. Yeah. Ooh. Locate. Find. Store. Memorize. Keep. Identify. Ooh. Okay. Search. Evidence. Suspect. Name. Identity. Identification. Detecting, we tried. Identify. Classify. Oh. Correlate. Specimen. License. Categorize. Okay. Find, categorize. Explore. Huh. Exploration. Travel. Journey. Identify. We tried rediscover. We tried discover. Probe. I like that, but nope. I'm getting close, guys. Identify. Find. Explore. Probe. Identify. Find. Date. Okay. Convict. No. As in knowledge. Knowledge. Wait. Oh! Hey, this new Semanso just automatically gives you the word. I did it. I had a typo. And it knows. Wait. Oh, never mind. That's a wrong word. Knowledge. What is knowledge without the D? No. Wait, why is that an accepted word? Typos are accepted now? What? Observe. Observation. Data. Join. Searching. Hack. Excavate. Identify. Lift. Surface. Underneath. Is it only verbs? It can be anything. Like exploration? No. Explore, locate. Reach. Point. Signify. Notarize. Examine. Oh, why did I think of that? Examination. Extrapolate. Archaeology. It's the word seems to be a verb because verbs are doing very well. Identify, find. Categorize, we got it. Draw. Conclude. Conclusion. Hypothesis. Introduce. Introduce. Introduction. Report. Let me try that. ID. Id. Classify. I like that. But introduce is high. What about meet? What about greet? Premiere. Intrude. Introductory. Explain. Oh. Introduce. Explain. Then we tried introduction. Get. Oh, get. Got. Diagnose. Nope. We did reveal. Oh. We did everything. We did recognize also. Identify. Acquaint. Okay. I like that. I like that. Study. Realize we tried that. Run. Familiarize. Okay. Publish. Review. Oh. Name. Publish. Review. So identify. Introduce. What do you identify? Species. Maybe a person. Some picture. Some places. Theorize. Label. Think. Associate. No. Association. Member. Specify. Ooh. Identify, introduce. Introduce, identify. Spot. Gather, like gather information. Inform. Informant. Information. Collect. Huh. Determine. Oh, I like that. Ooh. Determine, introduce, identify. We did conclude, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. Disclose. Nope. Rule. Go ruling. Identify, introduce, determine. Determination. I think we did that, did we? Nope. Determination. Deter. Select. Oh! Casey! So good. Good job. Select. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, God. All right. Good work. Good work. Your reward is I get to eat. Look at that. Huh? It looks pretty good. Yeah. All right. Looks like one of those shrimp chips, but it's not. Seems to be different. Smells a little salty or savory. It is shrimpy. Absolutely shrimpy. Oh, it's actually really good. Very savory and flavorful. Oh. And crunchiness is like 9 out of 10. Yum, 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 yum. Pretty good. I like the shrimpiness. It's gotta be like a 8.3 out of 10, I think. Yeah. It's my final rating. That's pretty good. All right. This game is kryptonite for people who overthink. No, overthinking is good. I think usually the word is not like a complicated word. Usually it's a pretty simple word. All right. You guys ready? What happened last week? Okay. So last week, Hongrong, she's caught by those martial artists of Wanyan Honglia. She kind of stalls by challenging Ho Tonghai to fight while balancing 3 wine bowls. Okay, each person has to balance 3 wine bowls. And turns out Hongrong is pretty good at this. She dodges his attacks while keeping the wine bowls perfectly balanced. Okay. And I think she beats him. She also evades their attempts at guessing her martial arts lineage. Okay, because she copies the moves from other people she had seen, and she doesn't use her own moves. So no one knows what her martial arts roots are. Meanwhile, Guo Jing, he's being squeezed to death by this snake. Okay, and he feels like he's gonna die, so he does the only thing he can do, which is he bites it. Okay, he drinks its blood. Okay, and then he kills it. Yeah, it's kind of badass. Afterwards, he goes to save the old man Mu Yi and his daughter. Meanwhile, Liang Zi Wang, he's another one of Wan Yan Hong Lia's his martial artist. He finds that his prized snake has been killed. Okay, so it turns out he has grown it for 20 years. He's been feeding it all kinds of stuff, and he only had a few more days to go till he could drink its blood and like boost his martial arts powers. However, the thing died, and he mad. He finds Guojing and he fights him, and he intends to drink Guojing's blood. Okay, yeah, to get all of that good essence. So he tries to do that, but Guojing he manages to escape. He hides in the shack of Bao Shi Rule. He finds out that Mu Yi, the old man, is actually young Tie Xin. And he learns that young Tie Xin is his father's sworn brother. Okay, and young Tie Xin also reveals himself to Wen Yan Kang's mother, Bao Shi Rule. And just then, Wen Yan Kang he comes in to the shack, and young Tie Xin hides in the wardrobe along with Guojing. Now the mother tells Wan Yan Kang that his real name is actually Yang Kang, and he's actually the son of two commoners. He's not royalty. Okay, and Yang Kang he can't accept this. He doesn't react very well. But then Bao Shiro, she pulls young Tie Xin, her husband, from the wardrobe to introduce the father and son to each other. And that's where we left off. How's that? How long do snakes usually live for? 20 to 30 years. Oh, simple. Poor guy. You've been doing this for 20 years, and just when you're about to drink his blood, some motherfucker comes in to drink it instead. All right. Nope. Oh, wait. All right. Chapter 10, Spectres of the Past. Yeah, Bigfoot, you do hate it when people drink the blood of your pets? All right, looks like we have a new translator. Hold on, let me... New translator, guys. Thank God. All right, let's see how good this guy is. Guojing placed Mei Chaofeng on his shoulder. Wait. Wait. Wait, what? This seems to be an extra paragraph, and it doesn't go along with this one. This seems to be a mistake, guys. All right, I think we should ignore this part and move on to the next paragraph. Okay. Not a good start, Mr. Translator. Okay, so what is supposed to happen was Bao Shiro just pulled Yang Tiexin out from the wardrobe. So I should start from here. Wan Yankang was shocked to find Yang Tiexin there, and then recognizing him, he cried, "It's you!" Brandishing the iron spear, he quickly adopted the Hongbu Donghu, the line of step of marching tiger. Okay, not a good start. Followed by the facing upwards to burn a joss stick. The tip of the spear gleamed, going straight towards Yang Tiexin's throat. Bao Shiro called out, "He's your father! Don't you see?" As she raised her head, she saw him flung against the wall, causing her to cry out. Wan Yankang was shocked, quickly taking a step back, still holding the spear. Then he glanced down to see his mother on the ground, her body covered with blood, and her breathing shallow, making it difficult for him to see for sure if she was going to live or die. Wait, what? What's going on? Remorse filled him, and he was helpless for a while. Yang Tiexin then bent down and took his wife into his arms, carrying her towards the door and outside. Wait, guys. What's going on? Are we missing something? How is she covered in blood? What happened? She saw him flung against the wall, causing her to cry out. She runs into a wall. Oh. Oh no. We're gonna have to do some detective work for this translation. Okay, so Wen Yankang attacks Yang Tiexin, and Bao Shiro calls out, "He's your father!" And as she raised her head, she sees him flung against the wall. Or does she hit her head against the wall? I think she just hits her head against the wall. Okay. He glanced down to see his mother on the ground, her body covered with blood and her breathing shallow. Oh no. Making it difficult for him to see for sure if she was going to die, blah, blah, blah. So Yang Tiexin, he takes his wife into his arm, carrying her out the door. Oh, she willingly hits her head. Okay. Just pretty quick work. Immediately hits her head, willingly. What? Okay. Wan Yankang, maybe it gets better. Yeah, maybe. Maybe the translation just keeps getting better. Okay. We just have to keep on reading, guys. Wan Yankang called out, "Put her down!" Then he used the stance the lone wild goose excels, the spear moving like the wind and heading towards his chest. Yang Tiexin heard the rushing sound behind him and quickly sent out his left hand to counter, able to stop the iron spearhead about 5 inches from its target. In the battlefield, the Young family marksmanship was invincible, and one move, the turning the spear on horseback, was a unique skill passed from generation to generation. When Yang Tiexin used his left hand to grasp the spearhead, he was actually using some elements of the Hui Ma Qiang. Sure, but had to improvise a little. Originally, when he grasped the enemy's weapon, he only needed to send out his right hand as the iron spear drew closer. But because he was holding Bao Shiro, he could only turn around and shout angrily, "This Young family marksmanship is passed only to sons. A pity your Shifu did not teach you this." Although Qiu Chuqi's kung fu was very high, he actually did not research deeper into the marksmanship. The Young family marksmanship was native to Song dynasty and was famous throughout Jianghu, but only 19 schools were direct descendants of the Orthodox school. He knew the principles of the Orthodox young family marksmanship, and that same year, when he fought in Ox Village, Yang Tiexin saw evidence of that. But as for the unique skill that was passed on only from generation to generation, he obviously did not understand. That was why Wan Yankang did not completely absorb the move of the marksmanship. Okay, so Wan Yankang, not that good at this spear skill. The force applied by two people caused the iron spear, which was already old, its handle already starting to decay, to break into pieces with a ka sound. Guojing jumped forward and shouted angrily, "You saw that he's your father! Why do you not kowtow?" Wan Yankang hesitated, unable to decide. Yang Tiexin then clutched his wife to him and ran out of the room. Mu Nianzi, that's his adoptive daughter, was waiting for him outside, helping him, and then both father and daughter leapt over the wall. Okay. Guojing did not dare to wait and also rushed out of the room. He was just about to head towards the wall to flee when suddenly he sensed a rustle in the darkness, rushing towards his neck. He felt the force of the palm scratch the tip of his nose, and on his face he felt a severe pain, like it was scraped by a knife. This person's internal strength was fierce, and moreover, there was barely a sound, taking one completely unaware. He could not stop himself from feeling shocked as he heard the person angrily shout, "Peasant boy, this old man has waited enough! Extend your neck and let this old man drink your blood." Oh, it was that guy. It was immortal ginseng Liangzi Wang. Huang Rong heard Peng Lianhu exclaim that she was a disciple of the twin corpses of the dark winds. She laughed and said, "You lose." Then she turned around and sprinted towards the hall's entrance. Peng Lianhu quickly moved his body so that he was blocking the entrance as he shouted, "Since you are a disciple of the twin corpses of the dark winds, I won't embarrass you, but you must tell me, why did your Shifu send you here?" Huang Rong laughingly said, "You said that if in 10 moves you can't recognize my sect, then you will let me leave. Old gentleman, why are you being such a rascal?" Peng Lianhu got angry. "That final move? The Spirit Sea Turtle Step. Didn't the twin corpses of the dark winds teach you that?" Huang Rong laughed. "I only saw the twin corpses of the dark winds a few times. Also, the level of their kung fu is so low, how can they match my Shifu?" Peng Lianhu said, "Your lying is useless." "I have actually heard of the twin corpses of the dark winds. I know that these two people are dishonorable. They stop at no evil, cheat their elders. Their shamelessness is known throughout Wulin. How can Peng Chai Chu compare me with these two obscene people?" The crowd, at first, thought that she was just unwilling to tell the truth. But when they heard her slander the twin corpses of the dark winds this way, they could not help looking at each other in blank dismay. Only then did they believe that she was in no way related to the twin corpses sect. Although some people still wanted to find out if she was lying, they all decided that no one would dare to insult their Shifu in the presence of so many people. Peng Lianhu stepped aside and said, "Young miss, you win. Lao Peng admires you very much and wishes to know your name." Huang Rong smiled. "I don't mind. I am called Wronger." Peng Lianhu asked, "And your surname?" "I'll be honest, I am surnamed neither Peng nor Sha." At that point, everyone in the hall, outside of the Tibetan monk Lingji and Ouyangke, had lost to her. Lingji was suffering from an internal injury and could not fight at the moment. That left only Ouyangke as the only one who could temporarily stop her. The people all turned their gazes to him. Ouyangke jogged forward, smiling pleasantly as he said, "This lowly one wants to go next, and exchanged moves with the young miss. Hong Rong glanced at the white clothes he was wearing and asked, "You are with those pretty girls of the Bai Tuo Shan, the white camel group." Ouyang smiled and said, "Have you seen them? If you put all those girls together, they could not match even half of your beauty." Ah, what a flirt. Hong Rong's face turned red when she heard this flattery, though she was also pleased. She said, "Then you'll help me with these old men who insist on being unreasonable." Ouyangku's kung fu was high, and with the support of his Shifu's younger brother, he was able to run amok in the western region for many years. His lascivious nature caused him to spend all those years collecting beautiful women from different places, turning them into his concubines. Okay, he's a creepy old man. Wait, is he old? How old is he? To occupy their time, these concubines also studied kung fu, and therefore they were also his female disciples. When Prince Zhao summoned him to Yanjing, he brought 24 of his mistresses with him, dressing them up in white robes and mounting them on white camels. Because the concubines were many, they took turns riding while the others walked. 8 of them encountered on the road the 6 freaks of Qiangnan speaking with Guo Jing. They heard Chu Tong talking about the precious Han Xie horse's origin and intended to steal it to give it to Ouyang Ke as a gift, but they failed in that attempt. Okay, so those camel girls were part of Ouyang Ke's group. Ouyang Ke was very proud of his collection of concubines, knowing that they were the most beautiful women in the world, and that not even the ladies of the imperial palaces of the Jin dynasty and Song country could compare to them. But who would have thought that he would meet Huang Rong in the Zhao palace? He saw that her eyes were bright, her cheeks tender, and though still very young, her body was graceful. Her beauty was unsurpassed. Was so unsurpassable that even his numerous mistresses could not compare to her. And when she displayed her exquisite martial arts skills, his heart fluttered. Now he listened to her friendly voice, the soft and gentle words, feeling his heart burn and his bones go soft. He could not say a word. Hong Rong said, "I have to go. If they stop me, you will help me, won't you?" Ouyang Ke smiled. "If you want me to help you, then you must obey me as your teacher and stay with me forever." Even obeisance to the Shifu does not mean staying with him forever. My disciples are different. They're all women, so they follow me wherever I go. I only need to call, and they will come. Hong Rong tossed her head, laughing as she said, "I don't believe it." Ouyang Ke whistled, and at once 20 white-clad women appeared at the entrance. Whether they were fair or dark, fat or thin, all of them were wearing the same type of clothes, their carriage proud and their smiles seductive, as they trained their eyes on Ouyang Ke. During the banquet earlier in the fragrant snow hall, these mistresses served outside the wall. This was the first time Peng Lianhu and the others saw them, and in their hearts they were envious of his good fortune. When Hong Rong challenged him into calling his mistresses, her intention was to cause a disorder in the hall, taking the opportunity to escape. But who would have thought that Ouyang Ke would read her thoughts? He looked at the crowd, signaling them with his folding fan to stay at the entrance. Then he cast a sidelong glance at Hong Rong, appearing casual and self-satisfied. The mistresses looked at Huang Rong steadily, some of them feeling inferior, while others had only jealousy in their minds, knowing that the pretty girl had somehow caught the eye of the Shifu's son. Okay, so Ouyang Ke is the son of their master, right? Yeah, I think that's what that means. Wrong? Wrong translation. Oh. Okay, so the Shifu's son here refers to Oyonko then, but it's not Shifu's son. Gentleman master. Gotcha. They could not allow her to become another one of his female disciples, because he might hereafter stop doting on them. These mistresses gathered around him tightly, making it difficult for Hongrong to rush out through the door. Seeing that the situation was not favorable, Hongrong said, "You prefer a real fight. I have to obey you as my teacher, which I've never done before. I don't want to cause any embarrassment." Oyanku asked, "Is it possible that you don't want to try?" Hongrong said, "All right. Good. Then come. Don't be afraid. I won't hit you back." Hongrong asked, "How?" "If you don't hit back, I'll win, won't I?" "Even if you hit me, I'll still like you. How can I hit you back?" The crowd snickered at his frivolous manner, but they were also wondering. This young girl's kung fu was not weak. Even if you were 10 times stronger, how do you expect to defeat her? What magic are you going to use? This translator is basically just as wrong, but not quite as funny as the other two. Yeah. Hongrong said, "I don't believe you're really not going to hit back. I must tie up both your hands." Oyanku then loosened the sash around his waist to give it to her. He folded his hands behind and walked towards her. Hongrong saw that he was harmless, but her mind continued to work. Although her face remained smiling, in her heart she was actually feeling more and more anxious as she paced back and forth for a while, thinking, "I have to be careful with my steps." Thereupon she received the sash and spread both her hands, pulling on opposite sides, but the cloth was strong as though it was made of silk, so that even though she used internal strength, she still could not destroy it. Immediately she tied up both of his hands and smiled, saying, "How can we find out who loses or who wins?" Oyanku stretched out his right foot to the ground, leaving his left foot at the center, which left about 3 feet of distance between them. Still standing, he proceeded to move his foot against the brick floor, creating a sound like flowing water until he was able to make a complete circle, 6 feet in diameter. Creating such a circle was no easy task, thus displaying his great internal strength. Okay, looks like he's really powerful. Sha Tongqian, Peng Lianhu, and the others all looked on in admiration. Oyanku stepped into the circle and said, "Whoever steps out of the circle loses." I bet he got pretty happy being tied up. Hongrong said, "And if we both leave the circle?" "Then I lose." "If you lose, you won't try to chase or stop me?" "Naturally. But if you leave the circle, then that would result in you becoming my little darling. Everyone here is witness to that." Hongrong said, "All right." She stepped into the circle, her left palm performing the encircling the wind to stroke the willow, and her right palm the river of stars in the sky. The left was light, the right was heavy, both hands exerting hard and soft forces. Oyanku dodged slightly, and both his shoulders were struck at the same time. Hongrong encountered the force coming out of his body, startled to find that this Oyanku's internal strength was truly profound. Though he remained true to his word of not hitting back, he actually borrowed the force she used and used it as his own, so that no matter how many times she hit him, he was always able to immediately retaliate. His hand remained motionless, but Hongrong was standing unsteadily, almost falling out of the circle. This was why she did not dare to attack for the moment, as she paced inside the circle, saying, "If I go, that doesn't mean you won. You said before that if both of us left the circle, you lose." Oyanku looked shocked as he watched Hongrong jog out of the circle. She was afraid that a long delay might cause more complications, so that she quickened her footsteps, her golden bangles sparkling and her flowing robes fluttering in the wind as she rushed towards the entrance. Ah, she tricked them. Oyanku shouted loudly, "I've been cheated!" He could only shout a warning, but could not pursue. Sha Tongtian, Peng Lianhu, and the others saw how Hongrong cleverly tricked Oyanku and could not stop themselves from laughing loudly. Hongrong was just about to reach the entrance when a fierce sound could be heard coming from above, and a large body suddenly dropped from nowhere. She moved sideways to avoid it, suppressing her fear at this unknown thing. She saw that person sitting down on a large, round-backed wooden armchair was that tall Tibetan monk. He was wearing a red gown, and even though he was seated, he was still able to tower over her. The skill with which he was able to leap high with the chair still stuck to his body was no ordinary feat. Hongrong was just about to speak when she suddenly saw the Tibetan monk whip out a pair of cymbals from beneath his robes. He struck both hands, releasing a shocking, deafening sound, before opening it like a flower and sending both one on top of the other, letting it fly fiercely towards her. Okay, so this monk fights with cymbals. That's pretty cool. The cymbals turned into a blur of shining metal, moving so fast, like there was a dozen of them. She tried to fend it off, but the cymbals suddenly turned into 3. Startled, she turned only to find that the cymbals were drawing nearer. She dashed forward, parrying, before immediately fleeing away, then reversing, sending out a right palm towards the top cymbal, while sending her left foot towards the 2 cymbals at the bottom. The 2 cymbals separated so that they were able to fly past. This fierce stance was unusual, but the cymbals were able to avoid it, and Ling Zhi then leapt forward. Ling Zhi executed his big hand imprint towards her. Hongrong was hit, the blow sending her violently forward, straight towards the center of the crowd. Oh no, he got her. Maybe he's in an orchestra? Maybe. Everyone shouted in alarm at the same time, seeing the young girl hit by Ling Zhi's great palm, probably breaking several bones and causing severe internal injuries. Oyanku shouted, "Show mercy!" Was there enough time? He saw that Ling Zhi's great palm struck her in the back, but also saw that the hand was withdrawn immediately, its owner cursing loudly. Hongrong used the force of his palm to run out of the hole. He heard her clear laughter as though she was not injured at all. He expected that Ling Zhi's palm was strong, but what he did not know was that before the palm could hit her, it was rapidly withdrawn so that the force behind the blow was diminished. The crowd all watched in rapt attention when they heard Ling Zhi roar out again and again, his right palm dripping with blood. Oh, what happened? He lifted it and saw 10 small punctures. His features changed as he remembered, shouting, "Soft hedgehog armor! Soft hedgehog armor!" Oh, she has an armor underneath her clothes. Ha 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 ha. Hey, hedgehog armor sounds pretty cool. His voice revealed that his great surprise, his anger, and his pain. His voice revealed his great surprise, his anger, and his pain. Startled, Peng Lianhu asked, "This girl was wearing the soft hedgehog armor. That is the treasure of the Taohua Island, the Peach Blossom Island." Xia Tongtian wondered, how can someone her age get a hold of the soft hedgehog armor? Missing Hongrong, Oyanku ran out of the entrance, but he could barely see anything in the darkness. Not knowing where she was, he whistled for his mistresses and ordered them to track her down, though in his heart he was secretly relieved. It's good that she was able to escape and did not get injured. Good or bad, I must have her hand. Ho Tonghai asked, Elder Marshal Brother, what is this soft hedgehog armor? Peng Lianhu snapped. Have you seen a hedgehog? Of course. Under her clothes, next to the skin, she wears a set of soft armor. Though soft, this armor can withstand even the pierce of a sword or a spear. Moreover, it is covered with spines like that of a hedgehog. A single kick or punch will be enough to get you pricked. Nah. Ho Tonghai bit his tongue, thinking, It's good that I wasn't able to hit the smelly boy. Sha Tongtian said, I'll get her back. Ho Tonghai looked at him and said, you can't touch her body. Who asked for your opinion? I can still pull her hair. Right. Why didn't I think of that? Shiger, you are truly intelligent. And both apprentice brothers and Peng Lianhu at once gave chase. By now, Prince Zhao Wanyan Honglia received the worried report from his son and learned that the princess was taken prisoner. Angered, both father and son, together with their personal guards, left the palace to chase after the culprits. At the same time, Tang Zhu led another group of armed guards to search for and arrest the intruder. Thus, the palace was on complete alert. Guo Jing ran into Liang Zhuwang near the wall, but how could he extend his neck like that and let him drink his blood? In his shock, he turned around and fled. He did not know which way was north or south, so he decided to hide someplace. Liang Zhuwang really wanted to drink his blood and would not slow down even a bit. It was a good thing that Guo Jing's lightness kung fu was good. Otherwise, even though the night was dark and full of terrors, he would have been captured a long time ago. The light from the torch died, and he could no longer see where he was going, only sensing that he had somehow stepped into a thorny area where the ground was rugged and rocky. More people were coming out of the palace. What time did Guo Jing have to deliberate? The thorny bristles cut through his legs, but when he thought about Liang Zhuwang biting his throat, he could not let the tiny thorns bother him. Not even a mountain or forest of swords could stop him. Suddenly, he felt the ground beneath him give way, causing him to cry out as he started to drop, falling some 45 feet into an extremely deep cavern. While his body was in midair, he had already circulated his internal energy so that he would not lose his balance when he landed and prevent himself from getting injured. But who would have thought that his 2 feet would step on round stones? He lost his balance and fell down on his seat. His hands, which supported him, held one of these round stones. Fear shot through him when, upon tracing these round stones with his fingers, he realized that they were actually the skeleton heads of dead people. Bum, bum, bum. It looked as though this deep hole was where the corpses of dead people executed at the Zhao Palace were dumped. He heard Liang Zhuwang call out from above, Boy, come up here! Guo Jing thought, I'm not stupid enough to come up only to die. And with that, he raised his hand, feeling his way along and trying to feel the roof of the cave, but he felt nothing. Thereupon, he moved forward to guard himself against Liang Zhuwang, who might follow him there and kill him. After shouting several curses, Liang Zhuwang thought that perhaps Guo Jing could not come up, and he shouted angrily, Even if you run all the way to hell, this old man will still come after you. And taking a deep breath, he jumped down. Greatly surprised, Guo Jing took several steps back, only to find empty space behind him. He turned around, stretching both his arms out to feel the way. As he continued on, he discovered that it was a tunnel. Liang Zhuwang also noticed the tunnel. His boldness was brought on by his high skill, so that even though it was so dark that when he stretched his hand out, he could not even see his 5 fingers, he was not afraid that Guo Jing would be laying down a trap against him. Yeah, I don't think Guo Jing is capable of laying down traps. He followed, only liking the situation more. This is just like seizing a turtle in a jar. This boy can't get away again. How can I not drink his blood now? Guo Jing was secretly worried. Tunnels always have a dead end. Liang Zhuwang was laughing loudly, both arms spread as he traced the tunnel walls. He was not impatient and took his steps slowly, one at a time. Guo Jing ran several feet forward when he realized that the tunnel had ended to reveal an earth room. An earth room? Liang Zhuwang also followed, laughing. Ha 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 ha. The peasant boy wants to run away, but to where? Suddenly, from the left corner, an eerie, raspy voice said, "Who acts unruly in here?" Who's that? This is a good time for a 5-minute break. I'll be right back. It's a room that's on Earth. Gotcha.
山门向我辞别，深情似烟，君子三尺剑。清雅界里春风应绝不减，从此前路道远。浪荡痕迹，江湖滚跌，何须白名帖？听多传言，也想趁少年，挥一挥人间。酒家外风来细雨天，匆匆一擦肩。这人有只殷勤在眼前，道不忘相欠。竹林间侧耳听弦，扬州不知何间。手扶一代平沙落雁，轻敲这招你且张眼。伸手还等闲，风流雪月分毫不减。三堂两室赤手空拳，说公子百年，太阳春白雪。绝学大阵也看倦，今年历久凶险，手中无剑，生死负也感觉。既然光遍三山五岳，不辞万里远，生来如今也该知面前，天外更有天。容寒一晃，几日不见，百人少年。别来生是想念，那番醉也欲夕颜。阵前洋洋是正邪，从来看不过眼。相逢之前，胜负已决，出鞘何必旁人指点？快酒都投入后天，也算心意相结。指尖对着飞来照面，护着长门恨，你与我随仙。
All right, we back. So who does this eerie, raspy voice belong to? Let's see. The two of them never expected that someone lived in this black pit. But they could not deny this sound. The voice, though raspy, actually rumbled like thunder to their ears. Guojing was frightened, his heart jumping madly, while Liang Zuwang also could not restrain himself from feeling absolutely terrified. They heard the gloomy voice say, "Those who enter my cave are already rotting. Are you that impatient to die?" The voice now began to resemble that of a woman. Oh, fuck. Speaking anxiously, her breathing heavy, as though she had contracted a serious illness. Is this Mei Chao Feng? When the two people discovered that the sound did not belong to any ghost, their fears subsided. Guojing listened to her words and hurried to explain. "I did not mean to come here. Some people are after me." Before he could finish his words, Liang Zuwang was able to discern where he was. He dashed forward, stretching his hands out to take him. Guojing heard the rustle caused by his palm and hastily dodged. Liang Zuwang changed direction at once, forcing Guojing to dodge once more to the right. It was pitch dark, so one could only grab thoughtlessly, while the other could only hide blindly. Suddenly there was a ripping sound. Liang Zuwang had taken hold of Guojing's left sleeve. The woman angrily said, "Who dares to seize a person here?" Liang Zuwang scolded. "You disguise yourself like a crafty ghost. Are you trying to frighten me?" The asthmatic woman began to breathe heavily as she said, "The young fellow can come here and hide." Guojing had thought that the situation he was in was hopeless and critical in the extreme. When he heard her saying this, without hesitation, he jumped as he felt 5 icy cold fingers touch his wrist. They were much stronger than him, so that when he was pulled by her, his body was not able to resist from being thrown forwards and feeling himself growing numb. Gasping for breath, the woman said to Liang Zuwang, "You were able to grasp him adeptly, which means your strength is not a trifle. You are from outside the mountain pass." Liang Zuwang was shocked, thinking, "I cannot even see half of her hair. How is it possible that she was able to recognize my martial arts? Is she capable of seeing things in the dark? This woman, she must be an old eccentric who's used to being proud and strict." He did not dare to say anything careless or indiscreet, and instead said pleasantly, This lowly one who is an invited guest from Guangdong is surnamed Liang. This boy stole something from me, and I'm trying to get it back. I ask your excellency not to interfere." The woman said, "Ah, is the ginseng immortal Liang Zuwang trying to right a wrong? The other person seems unaware of it. I have no desire to interfere, but when he rushed into my cave, the crime can already be pardoned. Lao Liang, you are a martial arts expert. How come you don't understand the rules of Wu Lin?" Lao just means old man, right? Like old man Liang. Liang Zuwang was even more surprised and asked, "May I consult the name of your excellency?" The woman said, I. Guojing felt the hand grasping his wrist shiver violently, the fingers slowly beginning to loosen, and he also heard her trying to keep down a groan, as though she was in extreme pain. He asked, "You are sick?" Liang Zuwang's high kung fu allowed him to hear her groan, and surmised that this person has lost her skills, not from a sickness, but from an injury, which caused her to be greatly weakened. He immediately applied strength to his arm, sending both hands evenly to grasp Guo Jing's chest. He managed to brush us against his clothes, waiting for his fingers to grab hold, when he suddenly felt a strong force meeting his wrists. Shocked, Liang Zuwang discovered that when he sent out his left hand, he managed to grab instead the enemy's arm. The woman shouted angrily, "On guard!" On guard. A palm hit Liang Zuwang on his back. He leapt, the palm forcing him to take several steps back. Fortunately for him, his internal strength was good, so that he was not injured. Liang Zuwang said, "How's a Po?" Something like, "You good mother-in-law of a thief." Oh, I like that. "You good mother-in-law of a thief." Po is sometimes used as a not-so-polite term for old woman. The thief in question is Guo Jing. "You come here!" When that woman continued gasping for breath, remaining motionless, Liang Zuwang realized that she could not move the lower part of her body. His alarm and fear was immediately reduced, and he began to slowly approach. He was just about to jump forward to attack when he suddenly felt something curl around his ankles. This thing was like a soft whip. This Mei Chao Feng. Silent, and came like electricity. Greatly alarmed, he quickly tried to resist it, but the whip was able to lift his body in a flash. He tried to aim a kick at the woman when a sound came as the top of his head hit the earthen wall. His leg kung fu was of a high level, unmatched in Wulin, which caused him to enjoy more than 20 years of great prestige outside the mountain pass. This leg, when executed, was incomparably fierce. Who would have thought that before even the tip of his toe could arrive, he would suddenly sense his flushing out the sun hole growing numb, causing him to immediately dodge in great alarm. This flushing out the sun hole was located 5 inches from the instep of the foot. If this vital point was sealed by the person, his entire leg would grow numb. Luckily, he was able to withdraw his foot quickly, avoiding it, but the action of anxiously kicking and then anxiously withdrawing has caused his knee to ache. Liang Zuwang thought as he dodged, "This person in this dark cave, but acts as though she is dwelling in a bright and sunny place, being able to accurately find my vital point. How can she not be a witch or a demon?" Realizing the critical situation he was in, he executed a half somersault to avoid, backhandedly sending out a palm in an effort to shake her off. He knew this stance was severe, the palm 10 times stronger, and he thought that this person with asthma definitely would not have the internal strength to resist. However, he suddenly heard a loud cry as he felt the enemy's arm heading violently towards him, its fingertips already making contact with his shoulder. Liang Zuwang's left hand sensed the opponent's ice-cold wrist, her body appearing as though it was not made of flesh and blood, as it once more tried to attack. He immediately rolled away, rushing out in a hurry, even using his hands and foot to crawl out of the tunnel, panting heavily as he thought, "I have lived for dozens of years, but I have never encountered such a strange event, where I don't even know if she is a woman or a ghost. I must inform the prince about this matter." He hastily ran back to the fragrant snow hall. Okay, so it means old female thief. Gotcha. On the way, he thought, "I do not know if that creature is a woman, ghost, or female demon, but now that the stinky boy has fallen into her hands, she will naturally suck all the precious blood in his body dry. Would she act as if she was a polite guest of mine? Due to a strange combination of circumstances, I had met that stinky beggar. Then, having raised the snake and refined its blood, I had to run into a female ghost. I nearly lost my life in both encounters. Could the fabrication of the pill of longevity really be against the ways of heaven, and envied by ghosts and deities, that I would fail on the verge of success? When Guojing heard him moving farther and farther away, he felt greatly relieved and fell on his knees, kowtowing to the woman as he said, "The junior politely thanks old senior for saving his life." That woman was able to match Liang Zhuwang's moves earlier, but now she was exhausted, causing her asthma to play up. She coughed, wheezing, as she said, "Why did Lao Liang want to kill you?" Guojing said, "Taoist Elder Wang was injured and needed medicine to treat his wounds. The disciple then came to the palace." Suddenly he thought, "This person lives in the Jiao Palace. How do I know he's not with Wan Yan Honglia's party?" He stopped talking immediately. The woman said, "So you have stolen the old monster's medicine. I have heard that he is very knowledgeable in the research of medicines and their properties. So you must have stolen a miraculous pill or a marvelous drug." Guojing said, "I took some of his medicine to treat an internal injury, but he was so angry he wanted to kill me. Is the old senior injured? Disciple has several medicines, 4 samples of pseudo-ginseng, dried blood, bear's gall, and mei yao, which is not translated. Taoist Elder Wang does not have to use this many. If old senior..." The woman angrily said, "Whether I'm injured or not, what concern is it of yours?" At this snag, Guojing could only say hastily, "Yes, yes." But after only a moment, he heard her gasping for breath and could not restrain himself from saying again, "If old senior cannot walk, junior offers to carry you out of here." The woman scolded, "Who is old? Who are you to say that someone is old?" Guojing no longer dared to utter a sound, thinking that she did not want to leave. However, he had always been unable to stay content, even though he knew that he ought to keep his head lowered, so that he once again asked, "Whatever you want, I can go get it for you." The woman laughed coldly and said, "You are fussy like a woman, but I see that your heart is good." She stretched out her left hand to pull on his shoulders. Guojing felt his shoulder snap and the sharp pain that followed, but he was able to keep his body from falling on top of her. Suddenly, sensing an icy coldness as the woman's arm wound around his neck, he heard her bark an order. "Carry me to the exit." Guojing thought, "I originally wanted to carry you to the exit." Thereupon, he bent at the waist and slowly made his way out of the tunnel. The woman said, "I am compelling you to carry me on your back. I don't owe anyone any favors." It was then that Guojing understood that this woman was much more arrogant and was unwilling to receive any kindness from her juniors. As he walked out, he raised his head and saw the stars in the sky. He could not help giving out a sigh as he thought, "Hey, only a moment ago I was saved from death when I fell into this black hole where someone was waiting to help me. If I told Wrong-er about this, even she would not believe it." He was used to climbing cliffs with Ma Yu, and even though that hole was like a deep well, he was actually able to climb up effortlessly. As soon as they left the hole, the woman asked, "Who taught you your lightness kung fu? Tell me, quickly." Her arms suddenly tightened, clutching Guo Jing's throat, so he was gasping for breath. Alarmed, he hastily circulated his internal energy to resist. The woman was intentionally trying to test his skill by tightening her grip, but she paused before gradually relaxing. She loudly exclaimed, "Hey, look here! The peasant boy knows the internal strength skills of the Taoist Orthodox school. You said that Taoist elder Wang was injured. What name is this Taoist priest called?" Guo Jing thought, "You have rescued me, so whatever you ask, I would answer you truthfully. Otherwise, how barbaric am I?" He immediately replied, "Taoist elder Wang is Wang Chuyi, but others call him the son of the Jade Sun." Suddenly, he felt the woman on his back begin to shake as he heard her breathe out heavily. "You are a Qianjun sect disciple? That is very good." As soon as she said this, she could not contain her delight, so she went on and asked, "Who is Wang Chuyi to you? You call him Taoist elder, which is not equal to Shifu. Is he your Shizi or Shibo?" Which is martial uncle or martial senior. Guo Jing said, "I am not a Qianjun sect disciple, but son of the Red Sun Ma Yu has long ago taught me his breathing techniques." The woman said, So you studied the internal strength methods of Qianjun. That is good." After a moment, she asked, "Who then is your Shifu?" Oh no. Guo Jing replied, "Disciple altogether has 7 teachers, the 7 freaks of Qiangnan. First Shifu is called Flying Bat and surnamed Ke." The woman began coughing violently, the sound bitter and sour as she said, "That is Ke Jian-e." Guo Jing said, "Yes." "You come from Mongolia?" Guo Jing said, "Yes." But in his heart he wondered, how did she know I come from Mongolia? The woman said slowly, "Your name is Yang Kang, is it not?" Her tone of voice changed from gloomy to angry. Guo Jing said, "No, a disciple is surnamed Guo." The woman hesitated for a moment before saying, "You sit on the ground." "It's that blind evil lady?" Yeah, that's Mei Chao Feng. She's blind and she fights with a whip. Guo Jing did as he was told and sat down. The woman then reached inside her bosom to fish out an object, which she placed on the ground. This object was wrapped in a piece of cloth. When she revealed the thing, the starlight shone on it, showing a brightly dazzling and impressive-looking dagger handle. Guo Jing saw that it looked familiar, so he took a closer look. The dagger continuing to shine brightly, and on its handle were the engravings of 2 characters, Yang Kang. It was indeed the knife he used to kill the copper corpse, Chen Chuanfeng. That same year, when Guo Xiaotian and Yang Tiexin met the son of eternal spring, Qiu Chuqi, who gave them the dagger handles as presents, both of them made a promise that if their wives gave birth to 2 sons, they would become sworn brothers, and if 2 daughters, they would become sworn sisters. However, if both are different genders, then they would become husband and wife. The 2 then exchanged the daggers as a token of their faith. This was the reason why the dagger with the inscription of Yang Kang actually ended up in Guo Jing's hand. When he was younger, he did not know what the 2 characters Yang Kang meant, but the shape of the dagger was enough for him to recognize it. He thought, Yang Kang? Yang Kang. But he could not remember that this name was once spoken by the princess only moments ago. Okay. Ah, sorry. I think we gotta stop here, guys. We're halfway through the chapter already. That was pretty quick. All right. How did you guys like the chapter? Ah, Mei Chao Feng is back. Okay. And she's seriously injured. I guess this is what she's been doing the whole time. Translation was painful. Yeah. Yeah. And for some reason, randomly, that first paragraph was just put in the beginning when it should have been somewhere in the middle. It's progressing pretty excitingly. Yeah. Oh no. Now she knows that his Guojing's masters are her arch nemesis. So what is she going to do? You're puking blood right now, Losh? Oh no. That was a pretty quick chapter. She probably got injured trying to use that Taoist monk words to practice internal energy. What? All right, cheers. Too bad we didn't get to see what happens to Yang Tiexin and Bao Xiuru. Yeah. Did it cut a bit out? Yeah, did they cut something out? Is that why it's too short, or is it just a short chapter? I don't trust this translator. She asked him some question on some scripture. Oh, true. Oh, yeah. It's a short chapter? Okay, so we didn't miss anything. Yeah, she did ask about those words. Okay, cool. All right, I'm not liking this translator, okay? These new translators are not very good. Not my cup of tea. Hopefully. Maybe the next chapter will be a different translator. All right. Maybe he didn't know how to translate a lot of the chapter and just omitted some parts. Maybe the next translator will be even worse. They just get worse and worse from now on. It's just gonna go downhill until like it's just a jumble of random words, which might be fun. All right, guys. Oh, that was a good chapter. We'll see what happens next time. Okay. I want to see what happens to Yang Tiexin and Bao Xiuru. Okay, how is Bao Xiuru actually that injured? She just hit her head on the wall, right? She should be fine. I hope. Hopefully. Oh, what's up, Sal? Nice of you to join as we go. As we say goodbye. All right, guys. I love you. I will see you next time. All right. Join next time. Did you miss it? You totally missed it. All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye.